Welcome everyone to the first episode of LinkedOut. This is a business talk show where we will be interviewing business owners and founders that have set up shop in the UAE, regardless of what the nature of the business is. My name is Harsh and I'm going to be host for the show. I'm a stand-up comedian and MC, and I'll be interviewing your guests so you can all learn from their mistakes, their inspirations, and what really drove them to become successful. And our first guest for the first ever episode of LinkedOut is the lovely Salam. All right, Salam, welcome to our first show. How do you feel?
Nervous.
Nervous? Oh, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Ready for some yapping.
Why don't we get to know you a little bit first? Where are you from?
Lebanese.
Lebanese. Okay. And where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Africa. I grew up in Ghana for like 15 years.
Okay.
And then I think for high school, went back to Lebanon. And then I was there for a while.
Oh, Lebanese people make it anywhere, huh?
It's very Lebanese of us.
Yeah, very
Lebanese as it gets. We're expats and immigrants.
And how long have you been in Dubai?
I think like 7 years.
Oh, okay.
Ish.
Still kind of fresh.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Until someone who's been here for 1 year comes up and then I'm like...
Learn from the pro.
Learn from a pro. No, I came for a corporate job, and then 2 years later, I'm like, Salam alaikum, that's not working out for me.
Wow. Ironic. Salam said Salam alaikum. It's
First time I use it. Everyone uses it. I don't.
It's the same with my name as well. What brought you to Dubai?
So I had a corporate job offer in oil and gas, in finance, which supposedly was what I wanted to do on my I mean, that's what I studied. That's what I when you're so proud, you're like, oh, I do this. I'm in finance, and I thought like this was it. And then I did that in Lebanon for a while, got really depressed, left, came to Dubai. My brother was here, got this job, and then I'm like, this is not it. So I left, went to Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What did you do in Mexico?
I ate my way through Mexico.
You ate your way through Mexico.
That was it. So what was happening is that at the time I was hosting a taco night, supper club kind of thing at my house, and I was making tacos. But I hadn't been to Mexico. I have never stepped foot there. So if I were on the other side of that table, I would have called myself out. Like, you have never been to Mexico and you're here making Mexican food. That's just not okay. So I went. I was like, okay, fine, let's go. I left my job. I went. And I spent like 2 months, 3 months there. Honestly, it was so much fun. And I was burnt out. I mean, I don't know if you know, but corporate Dubai, really, it burns you. Like, it takes everything you have to give and then some more. I hadn't taken any days off and it was just so bad. So when I went, I'm like, and it was really nice.
Okay.
And then I came back and yeah.
So essentially, Mexico is what inspired you to do.
No. I knew I was going to be in food.
Okay.
I knew that there was a point where I'm either going to work in a restaurant or for people in a restaurant. It had to be. I knew from a very long time that it was going to be food. And then I remember it's very cheesy and it's very cliche for us in the food industry, but I was reading No Reservations by Anthony Bourdain, and Allah yarhamu, and I knew. I closed the book. I'm like, I'm gonna be. But if you read the book, it's just he says like, we're the scum of society. Well, not scum of society. We're the underbelly of society. I mean, restaurants and cooks and the people that are in restaurants, they're not, And I closed the book and I'm like, I want to be in a restaurant. It's like, what is it about this world that makes you want to end up there? And yeah, so
what is it exactly that you do now?
So I have so we opened a restaurant called Dukkan al-Baba.
Okay.
That's the main like Lebanese food, Lebanese Syrian food, homemade food, Arabi. In a space that was supposed to be a supermarket, we changed it up. We made it into a restaurant. And then a year later, we took a little corner of the kitchen that was giving to the street. We built a window in it, and we opened a taco window. So we had like the restaurant and the taco window that was like supposedly separate. And then a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, we opened a food hall stall, a neighborhood food hall in Motor City. And that's called Mashawi by Dukkan al-Baba. So now what I do is, well, for one, I created those concepts, which, to be honest, is the most fun part of this conversation. And I manage them, and I run them, and I operate them, and I...
So you went from oil and gas to oily and gassy.
Oh, wow.
Basically.
You are good at this. It's funny.
Yeah, I can tell how funny it is from your reaction.
Oh, well, comedy. Relief like a bit.
And
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
So you said creating the concept was the fun part. So how did you? So obviously, like you said, you started with the Lebanese food first. What made you want to create this window with the tacos?
I needed an outlet for the tacos. I hadn't done tacos in a while. So I used to host taco nights in my house. I have this apartment. It was very spacious. It's a 2-bedroom in Dubai Hills. It's big. And I had like this island in the middle and it was a party. It was a hip hop party. It was insane. And I had to rent the house out to use the money to open the restaurant. So all of a sudden, I didn't have a place anymore for the tacos. And I was really upset because I was doing a restaurant. I was doing the Lebanese restaurant, the Syrian Lebanese restaurant. And I was not really, I was naggy about it. You know, I was like, oh, this is not what I wanted to do. And then I'm like, no, I want to do the tacos. So I went and I created the taco brand because it had been like a year that I hadn't done tacos. The whole point of me being in food was for tacos at the time.
Okay.
So yeah.
And so you said you were inspired by the book that you read, right?
Wanting to go into the industry, yeah, I was inspired by the book.
What if Anthony Bourdain actually came to your restaurant?
It's gonna make me cry on set.
What would you feed him? Let's say you can give him an appetizer, a main, and a side dish. What would you feed him?
Oh, that's interesting. I've never thought of it. Look at you. Okay, so he needs to try the waraq anab at Dukkan al-Baba.
Okay, that's the vine leaves.
The
right?
vine leaves with the lamb and the fat and the sauce and the broth. They're cooked for 17 hours. It's a big deal.
We might have to take a break. You're making me hungry.
No, we'll go have that after this. He needs to try those, and he needs to try the grilled kebab in tahini.
Okay.
At Mashawi. As appetizers, there's the eggplant fatteh. Oh, he needs to have that. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. And then there's a breakfast dish, which is 3 eggs and Aleppo pepper. That as well. We're done.
I can tell you really like your menu.
No, yeah.
What about the tacos?
I'd send him to Mexico, man. Why would you? The guy has no. I show him what I.
Yeah. I felt the same, that I haven't had like proper Mexican food here.
Absolutely.
And then I had Mexican food in New York.
Yeah. Which counts.
Which kind of counts, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I still don't think it was as authentic. I think it's Americanized.
I think California would be more authentic.
Fair enough. Enough.
The Mexicans say.
The Mexicans
go like, if you want.
Which Mexicans?
No, of Mexico.
Of Mexico.
Yeah, when I was there.
Oh, okay. So they say California is better.
No, not better than them. They say the only place that exported Mexican food the right way are the Californians. Because they're Mexicans there. It's the same people.
Yeah, before the wall.
It's not us here, before the wall, exactly.
Pre-Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said you were obviously hosting these dinners at your house. What inspired you to actually go and find a place? Like, how did that get started?
Like a location, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, that happened by mistake. My dad, bless his heart. I don't know. I think I said something along the lines of, I need a place to make, because I was doing tacos at events.
Okay.
And I was like, I need a kitchen because my kitchen can't handle the volume we're pulling out anymore. And he went and he found this place, and it looked very shiny. It looked like it was so brand new, and it was just so appealing because it was like brand new kit. when I look back now and I go like, had that, you need experience to get into an industry, but you don't get experience until you get into the industry. And that is the vicious cycle of business and of starting a new project. Because when I look back, and even at that time, like 6-7 months into it, I remember I'd be in the restaurant fixing things up, and I'd go like, the people who built this place and then sold it to us for key money, right? So they sold the fit out and the kitchen, never intended to operate it a day in their life. And now, if I see it back then, I'd go like, I wouldn't put a penny here, because however much money I was going to buy it for, I was going to put even more fixing it up to make it operational. I don't think these people built it and sold it. For whatever reasons, they might have done that. But the idea is that, I forgot what the idea was. The idea was that I told him I needed a place to run operations out of. So he found this place which had a kitchen and which had a supermarket, which was giving gourmet vibes. And I'm like, okay, let's open a deli. But the execution was so half-assed that I'm like, it was a shit execution. It was a shit deli. It was not even. It was 10%.
Deli, like the sandwich or the city?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it was the city, really. That was not funny.
Okay, thank you for your feedback.
No, deli and sandwiches and stuff. It was not even 10% of a deli. It was a shitty execution. So we removed all of the supermarket shelves. We turned it into a restaurant because that's what we kind of knew how to do. Yeah. That's what we were doing. And why are we half-assing this? It was a very like confusing time. It was a very confusing year of like, what are we doing? Yeah.
One thing you said there, very interesting. And I think for anyone that's starting off new, they would see this and it's this brand new kitchen. It's shiny. It looks perfect. Exactly. It's your first time. You don't know what to look for.
Don't know.
So I think that experience now, if you were going out looking for a new kitchen, if you want to expand, you know exactly what to look for because you made that mistake before.
Oh my God, absolutely. I'd know where to put every pipe, every plumbing, every electrical socket. I'd know. So I feel like I have a PhD in managing shitty cash flow, angry suppliers, and building kitchens.
So it's more than just knowing food.
It's so much more than just it's knowing how to operate a business. So my dad came in. So my dad was he had like factories, right? Like paint factories, nail factories, resin factories. He had like manufacturing. So he would come in with advice on how to manage cash flow, and I'd go like, "What do you know?" Turns out he knew a lot because managing cash flow is the same everywhere.
Yeah,
and that's really what what it's all about. Like it's all about managing your cash flow and knowing that you only discover that after losing a lot for a few months, if you're lucky, for a few years, if you're an idiot like me, and then you discover, oh, it's about the cash flow. And you go like, oh, it's about operation. Oh, it's about quality. And then you realize it's about all of them.
Yeah.
And being an entrepreneur is 0% as glorified as they make it out to be. It's actually really tough. And it's not fun. We're not wired properly to want to do this. Don't get me wrong. I love my life. Alhamdulillah, every day. But we are not wired right in the head to be okay to wake up with this anxiety every day and to go to sleep with anxiety every day. Like, this is not normal. But alhamdulillah, we love it.
So what time, because essentially I'm assuming you and your team would wake up early to prep for the day, right?
We have a team, yeah.
Yeah. What time do you guys normally start your day?
So it depends. Alhamdulillah, the team is large enough to like take shifts. I start my day at like 9. Let's not lie to each other. Unless we have an event. Arbab. Unless there's an event, then we're all up at 6 prepping. But 9. There's a part of the team goes in at 6. 2-3 people go in at 6, start preparing because we do breakfast, right, in the Khan.
Yeah.
And then at 11 a.m., so like right about now actually, they go from, so they're treating Ticom as a central kitchen that delivers to like Motor City. So they take the prep, they go to Motor City, which they don't prep much. So there's people who come in at 11, there are people who come in at 3, That's it. So different shifts, different people. And then we close at 1 a.m.
Okay. Sounds very stressful.
So 9 to 1 a.m. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, it's good.
You said you have 3 locations now, right?
Yeah.
So the first location was Tcom. And what made you just pick these locations?
Again, by mistake. So when I told my dad we needed a location to produce the tacos at the time, he goes online, finds this location, fantastic location, goes in, and it's in Tcom. And I didn't know at the time that that was a fantastic location. I didn't understand that there was a lot of hotels nearby, a lot of offices nearby. I didn't know any of this. All I knew was, oh, shiny, sure, why not? And yeah, that's how we picked the first location. I swear to God, these are the kind of moments you go like, there must be a God. Because imagine all of the mistakes we did in a location that's shitty with like 0 sales. Oh my God, it would have been hell. More hell than it already was at the time.
No, Barsha Heights is quite central, contrary to what people say.
Absolutely. So many hotels, good hotels. So the tourists end up staying there. And it has a metro connection. So they take the metro, they go to Dubai Mall. So you got the tourists, and it's not very expensive. It's not Dubai Mall prices with downtown prices. So a lot of people end up, lots of offices, lunchtime, business lunches. It's doing great, mashallah. I didn't know any of this. I was like, oh yeah, sure, why not? Got lucky.
So it's more of trial and error.
Yes. So much trial. So much trial, so much error. Alhamdulillah.
So now that you've made those mistakes, things are going smooth.
No.
Things are not going smooth.
No, we just came out of a very rough summer.
Okay.
Very rough summer.
Yeah, it was pretty hot.
Yeah. It really was, by the way. It was particularly hot this summer. The summer was worse than last summer.
And it's going to be worse next year.
Why? Global warming?
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Actually,
I'm assuming
you have a list of things you're not. I'm assuming it's global warming.
I'm assuming it's global warming.
Oh, we got a 5 stars review! Yay!
Is that a first for you?
No, it's like the 12th.
No, hopefully all the followers of this show will all come and try your food and give you a 5-star review.
It's good food. I mean,
if you do say so yourself.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah.
So what was your question? Oh yeah, so really rough summer. Very rough summer. But listen, this is the summer I got close to God. Okay? It was really rough. It was really bad. It was so bad. And then at one point I'm like, listen, my mom can't help me, my dad can't help me, my brothers can't help me. And those were my pillars.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, listen, I think you need to talk to God. Like, this is it. You don't have anyone else at this point. And I did. And
you spoke to God?
I spoke to God. And then I was speaking to God all summer long because it was really tough. I had nothing else to do. There was no work. And it was nice. And then I spoke to my therapist about it. And she said, this is normal. She's like falling back, relying on
faith
and believing. And she's like, this is good. And I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm not crazy. And it worked because all of a sudden you've handed over a lot of the stress that you're really not even able to control. Like, what can you do about the weather? What can you do about sales when you really have done everything there is to do? When you hand it over to, say, God or whatever it is you want to call it, the universe, the higher power, call it whatever you want. When you hand over your stress and your anxiety and you're like, okay, I can't deal with this, but I know you can, so here. You kind of walk a bit less heavy and you walk a bit less stressful. So it was really nice. I think part of the reasons why I went through such difficult times is to like just strengthen this relationship that was missing, which was, it's not you. You don't decide. You don't write what happens. You're really just part of the universe, and you need to
speak to God.
You need to speak to God. You need to speak to Him. You need to let go of the things you can't control. I mean, we call it speak to God, but what is it really? It's let go of the things you can't control and then hand over all of these things. And then, ironically, you start getting better at the things you can control. So it's all, it's all in your head, obviously.
And it's almost like meditation, right? Some
I think
people
it's
call
exactly
it
like
that,
meditation.
but at the end of the day, you are listing out your problems and giving them away. What would you say now that there was obviously a learning curve, but you've gone beyond that? But in your line of work, that learning curve never dips.
Never.
What would you say is your most challenging problem this year, let's say, apart from the summer dip?
I think managing employees, keeping them motivated, managing people has to be the hardest part of. And I think of any industry. I've thought it and I've heard it before, and keeping people motivated and aligned to your goal. Short of giving them equity, how can you align your goals to their goals? So really managing people has to be the toughest part.
Are you a good boss?
I wasn't. I'm learning how to become a good boss / good person, because all of your really, really nasty characters start to show when you're stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're an entitled little, think you're allowed to stress out on other people. But turns out you're not allowed not to be entitled or to stress out on other people. So I think the first few years I learned that you're not allowed to be mean to people because you're angry and you're stressed out. That's not their problem.
Someone needs to tell Gordon Ramsay that.
Someone does.
Yeah.
I will happily do that.
What would you actually do if he came to your show? What would you do if he came to your restaurant? If Gordon Ramsay comes to your restaurant and he tells you he's here to film an episode for one of his shows. Now he's got different shows. There's some that are talking about good restaurants, showing you good restaurants, and then there's other shows that are like Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
So he's doing everything, but you don't know which show he's actually shooting for.
I'd be so scared he's in for Hell's Kitchen. I'd go like, why? It was not so bad.
What do you think? What kind of feedback do you think Gordon Ramsay would give you? Because we know he'd give you feedback, even if your food is impeccable.
I think he'd comment on like management. He'd go like, the food's good, organize yourself better.
You specifically.
Management team. It's not just about me. Trust me. I'm like 10% of the conversation. If you met Chef Tariq, you'd realize it's almost all about him.
Chef Tariq? Is that the head chef?
He's the head chef and he's also management with me. So he helps me manage the people that are difficult
That's a big
to
part
manage.
of his.
Yeah, he took on that task with me.
Oh, shout out Chef Tariq.
Shout out Chef Tariq.
We spoke about the problems. I think a lot of people get a lot of negativity just built up within them because they're focusing on the problems.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say was your biggest triumph ever since you started? Apart from being on this show.
This show is definitely a triumph.
So Salam's been reaching out to us
this.
for like 6 weeks now, asking to be a part of the show. And finally, we made it happen. Congratulations to you.
What happened?
Congratulations.
Definitely have the receipts to prove that. I just realized how lucky I am that there are more than a few times where we had 2 really good seasons. We had tough summers, but last season was quite good, to be honest. It was really nice. The feedback was great. The tourists, when you go to a restaurant in let's say, Italy, and you just, it's a memory in your brain. Khalas, it's there. Some tourists told us that's what we became to them, because they'd be staying in the hotel next door, literally, and they'd come and they'd have dinner every day, and they'd be there for 10 days, and they'd see the same faces. It was very nice. It was very familiar to them, and we became part of someone's story. Like, oh, that Lebanese restaurant we went to. And I think, I'm sorry, but this is really why we do this. It really is all about hospitality. So a big triumph was being able to have this experience and to give this experience to our people consistently over a few seasons. That was quite nice, to be honest. And the fact that we got to open not 1 but 2 other restaurants after the first one, no matter what the cash flow says, that was still something. That was still a big deal. I mean, we came out of a really tough summer and we opened a restaurant in a day.
You
What is
opened a
that?
restaurant in one day.
In one day.
Tell me.
So there's a series called We Opened a Restaurant Overnight,
Okay.
and that's us. It's on the Mashawi Instagram, Mashawi by Dukkan, and I remember I called Nikki and I was like, okay, khalas, we're doing this, we're taking over this space, and so him and I are very good friends. So I told him, listen, if you don't want us to be us, fine, find someone else. And 2 weeks later, he came back. He's like, do you want to take it? I'm like, I'll take it. So I was like, he told me the guy is leaving end of September. I'm like, okay, and 2 weeks, October, set up in 2 weeks. And he's like, Salam, you and I both know you can do this overnight. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, Salam, you can do this overnight. Get the equipment in, get the signage up, staff, train them before. Khalas. Overnight. And then we opened it overnight. It
Wow.
was the night of the 4th or the 5th of October.
Is that like a world record or something? Because to me, that sounds unbelievable.
So
I believe you, but it just sounds unbelievable.
yeah, no, it's very tough because no one slept that night, and then we were cranky the next day. It was not ideal. But the point is, this guy, I'm not gonna say his name. He's a good friend of ours. I think he's also a friend of Nikki's. He saw the reel, and he's like, I could have done that in 12 hours. And I'm like, okay.
Did he?
I don't know, but I believe him. It could have been done in 12 hours.
Do you think that's your next goal? Open
No,
a
I don't
restaurant in
think
12 hours?
No.
Well, you don't have to not sleep for that. 12 hours.
Just organize yourself really well.
Yeah.
No, I
Gordon
think that would
Ramsay
be a
say.
really stupid goal, to be honest.
Did you face any issues given that you had only 24 hours to set up, or?
It was a lot of planning. You needed to plan it really well because you're planning different parties. You're planning the equipment coming in. So these people coming in right on time, you're planning the contractor for all things like connections, gas connections, electrical connections. And this, you know them, you've worked with them before. You know that sometimes they go like, I'm coming now, and then, ma'am, I cannot come. Why? This guy not coming, I cannot come. Like, so yeah.
Truck no tire, me no coming.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes when they can pull that at the last minute. So you're praying, right, to the God that you talk to. You're telling him, okay, I planned everything. Now it's up to you to not like ruin any tires. You get what I mean? Like, I plan everything, but you can come in and mess up whatever you want. Please don't.
essentially, what you're saying is nothing is your fault.
Everything is my fault all the time. No, nothing. I mean,
Going back to
Entitled.
your
you know.
your background. So you grew up in Ghana, back to Lebanon,
Yes.
Dubai. How did you decide so I know you were hosting the dinner, hosting people over for dinner, taco nights.
Mm-hmm.
But why tacos? How did you decide with tacos? Was that just...
I knew that restaurants lose money. I knew that restaurants don't make money. I knew that. So I thought that we needed a winning idea. It had to be a winning idea. So that was the ideal. That thought always floated in the back of my head. For you to open a restaurant, you need a winning, like one winning idea, one good product, one good burger, one good pizza, whatever. So that being in the back of my head, and me being someone who loves to be in the kitchen and loves to cook, I found birria. I saw about birria tacos online somewhere, on some Instagram post, on some story somewhere. And it was like, what is this? What do you mean you dip the taco in the sauce? Oof, what is this? I took it and I ran with it. And I kept making it more than a few times, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I was like, this is it. This is the recipe. And that was the eureka moment. That was like, okay, this is the idea. Let's execute. It worked really well.
And how's this whole restaurant business, is it taking a toll on your personal life?
I have no personal life.
You have no personal life. Do you have friends?
The only ones that were left
Chef Tariq.
after, yeah, he's actually a very good friend of mine. We're very good friends. Maybe 2 or 3 are left after realizing that I don't have time for anyone, that whenever they called me for plans, I could not come. So they stopped calling. 2 of them stayed, maybe 3. A lot of them I thought would stay, and they didn't. They just, khalas.
Do you think they left because you didn't have time for them, or
Yeah, that's exactly why they left.
that's it?
That's it.
So
And
nothing else that's wrong with
yeah,
you.
I could reach out to them right now, and then we will be on fantastic terms. يعني. بس إنه خلاص, they're not around anymore. Which, it sucks, but the ones that mattered stayed. The ones you know the ones that you know, so they stayed.
When you were setting up the business, doing the registration, the trade license, did you face any challenges there?
No, just get yourself a good PRO, but get yourself a good PRO.
Because I think a lot of people just figure because everything is so digitized in Dubai, right? They figured they can do everything themselves.
No.
And then there's things that they miss.
No, you sound like my dad. My dad thinks he can do everything himself, and then he goes in and gets charged double what a good PRO gets charged.
I've been there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. So no, honestly, you need to pay. You need to understand that you need to pay for experience. You get yourself a good chef. Pay for the experience. Get yourself a good waitress. Pay a little bit extra. They're experienced. They know what they're doing. You don't need to train them as much as others. Get yourself a good PRO, or else you are going to be stuck in between the DED and the and the TCOM authority and the this and the that, and you're not going to know your way out. He knows the way out. Pay him an extra 100 dirhams and go sleep. Go have lunch.
Go have lunch where?
At the carnival.
So 3 restaurants. Are you, do you just want to scale up, or are you just afraid of commitment?
I don't know. I'm not going to bullshit an answer to that. I don't know. I'm at a point, we are at a point, the team, management, we don't know what's coming. We're just hoping it's good. We don't know what's written. And we are doing and producing and we're creating and producing, and we have our operations, and we're perfecting our operations, but there are 2 loose ends that we are not in control of anymore. We don't know what's going to happen there, but we're prepared for all the possibilities.
Do you think at some point, because the more you scale, the more time it's going to take out of your life?
Yeah, I don't think on a scale.
Do you think at some point you will try to delegate some of your responsibilities?
Absolutely. I see it 1 or 2 ways. Either I perfect it and I sell it, or I perfect it and I train a management team, and I train someone to be me. And then I do manage on a higher level. It's either this or that, but scaling per se is always scary in terms of, if you want to scale, again, you do it right. You do it right, you do it with the right experienced people that know how to scale properly, or else you don't, because you will lose quality. You will lose, you will lose quality. It will affect you. Don't scale like an idiot. Don't go like, oh, I have 2, 3 branches, I will no, why? You need to be, you can't just
Don't bite more than you can chew.
Absolutely, that's real.
Unless it's a taco.
Then
it's okay to be messy.
You're doing great.
If I was to ask your head chef, Chef Tariq, right now, to describe Salam in 3 words,
Oh, haram, you'll give him a heart attack.
what would he say, in your opinion? And we'll ask Chef Salam to comment on this, whether or not you're right.
Chef Tariq?
3 words, how would your head chef describe you?
Good friend, but annoying.
So 3 words, the way it works.
Good friend, annoying.
Good, friend, annoying.
Yeah.
What's the good?
Oh, no, okay. Friend, annoying. 1 more word. Stress.
Stress.
Stressful. Like, I'm a stressful person to work with.
You stress him out? Do you think like he wakes up every morning and he's like, ugh,
Yeah.
I have to see Salam again?
Sometimes I do, yeah. Sometimes I feel like... Yeah, sometimes I feel like I really do project a lot of my anxiety and stress on him.
Is he a calm person?
He was, yeah, until he met me. I need to take responsibility for what I've done to this person.
It's great. It's very good that you're self-aware, I think.
Alhamdulillah, yes, I am.
In F&B, you need to be very self-aware.
Absolutely. If you're too delusional, you're actually too delusional.
What would you say was the rudest customer that you've ever dealt with?
Oh my God. There was this customer this one time. So the thing that happens with Waraq Anab is that it's so famous, alhamdulillah, is that it sells out very quickly. So we have a lot of people come in and book. They go like, I want you to put 2 Waraq Anab aside for me. And we do. So this guy comes in. So there's this table. They're a table of 8. They booked 8 Waraq Anab. And then there's
8 portions.
8 portions, yeah, per person. There's this table of this Lebanese guy and his wife.
Of course.
Of course. He comes in and he's like, I want Waraq Anab. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, we're completely sold out. I had put a portion for myself on the side. No, we came here for it, la la la. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I come, I'm like, listen, I had a portion on the side. I was taking it home. It's all yours. I have 1. Can we have 2? I'm like, I'm really sorry. I only have 1. Like, the others are booked. Okay, fine. Let's get Waraq Anab and mashawi, grills. Okay, fine. The table next to them is a table of 8 people. When I tell you, these people ordered the entire menu before even getting to the Waraq Anab. They ordered all the appetizers. They ordered all of the mains. They ordered everything. And then they were like, get us the Waraq Anab. And I came to them, I'm like, guys, do you want all 8 portions you ordered or do you want less? But I didn't say that. I said, do you want 8 or 6? And they go like, yeah, no, there's a lot. Khalas, just 6. The guy, I go back to him. He's like, you lied to us. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you lied to us. There are more portions. And I'm like, I didn't connect. I'm like, I didn't realize he was overhearing my conversation. He was like, this is not okay. You're lying to us. You made us feel like that last. He started screaming at me. I'm like, sir, calm down. Don't scream. He thought that I was a waitress. People who are not nice people feel like they can scream at the waitress. But when they realize it's the owner, they calm down a bit. So the guy's screaming at me and I'm like, you stop screaming at me right now. And he was shocked. He was like, how dare she talk to me like that? I think it took him a second to realize. But even if he didn't realize, I was like, you stop right now. But what if you can't scream at me. No, this is not acceptable. I'm like, listen, what is the problem? It's like, you told them 8 or 6. I'm like, they reserved 8. But look at their table. They ordered everything. So I asked them if they wanted less. That's not true. You're lying. I'm like, sir, that's enough. Like, you need to stop right now. Guy kept screaming. And then I got him the bill. I wanted to go like, khalas, there's no bill, leave. And I'm like, no, pay for what you ate, khayya. No, this is not okay. So yeah, he was incredible. And his wife was even ruder. Like, they were both like going at it. And I'm like, you need to stop talking to me like that. He was like, you're a liar. I'm like, you're calling me a liar? Like, are you crazy? It was insane. And then they go on Instagram and they go like, I'm going to call, and the food was rotten and no. And I'm like, I have CCTV footage of you finishing all the plates. And then they called the Baladiya on us. And I'm like, and the Baladiya came, he's like, I don't understand why I'm here. And I explained to him, I'm like, I think you got a call from this lady, la la la. And the Baladiya, he was like, I can't believe you're wasting my time on this. I'm like, well, that's not my fault. And that was the rudest customer I've had.
Wow. It's crazy how some people feel like talking to service staff that way is okay.
It's so bad.
But a lot of restaurants, a lot of managers, they do this, right? When they have a rude customer, they would offer them the meal for free, thinking, let me end this right now, or let me try and salvage the situation so I don't lose that customer, not realizing that that's not the kind of regular customer you want.
I don't want him or his friends. And you yell at me, you pay. If you were nice and you had a problem, I will comp your meal with يعني عن جد, it's a meal, man. It's cost of food. It's nothing. And it's just a gesture of you had a bad experience. I understand. I got you. But you come at me and you yell at me, you call me a liar, you're going to pay. I'm going to make you pay double for calling me a liar. And if you're ever bored or you ever feel down, you go on my Google reviews, go to the 1 stars and see my replies to them.
So you actually take the time and reply to all of those?
Because a lot of people are very nice. A lot of people leave very nice reviews. A lot of 1 stars, some of them are valid. They are valid. They did have a bad experience and we should apologize to them. And some of them are bullies. And I call them out. I go like, you're not going to bully us. I was there. I saw the way you spoke to the waitress. I was there. You were very rude. I was there. Your meal was perfect. You finished it and took it for takeaway. Why are you bullying us? Why are you saying such like mean things publicly about us? No. I heard you yell at the waitress. I was sitting, they don't know, they don't realize that people were, I'm there all the time. I hear the way you talk to the waitress. There are waitresses that have cried. No, you don't get to do that. No, you don't get to do that.
Did you ever cry?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
Yeah, at Mashawi. I was giving someone complimentary taster and they're like, no, I don't want. I was on edge.
So you were giving someone a complimentary taster
of the kebab that we make.
They said no.
And I cried.
So you cried.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I don't know if I should repeat the question or not, but that is...
You want the truth? Should I lie? I did not cry. I took it very well.
All right. So we're going to move to the next segment of the show. We're calling this Do the Needful. Have you ever heard Do the Needful?
Yes, I have.
You know, when a bank calls you like, sir,
Do
can
the
you...
needful, yes.
Yeah, I'll do the needful.
Yeah.
So it's a rapid fire round.
Okay.
And I'm going to be asking you questions and you need to tell me the first thing that you think of when I ask you these questions.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Do the needful rapid fire round.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay, I need to focus. Yes, I'm ready.
A bit more excitement. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, cool. Do the needful. You need to order in.
Deliveroo.
You need to take a loan.
ADCB.
You need to drive a car.
Call my brother.
You need to listen to music.
Spotify.
You need to buy clothes.
The mall?
You need to find a date.
Oh.
Oh.
Where?
You need to have dessert.
Magnolia Bakery.
You need to buy property.
My brother.
You need to party.
Monkey Bar. Soul Kitchen.
All
Either
right.
or.
That you need to find a date. Could have been one of those.
Well, now I know. Thank you for the information.
Good job. You, apart from the you need to find a date part, you did. That was very quick. That's nice.
I'm very proud of myself.
All right. Now, thank you for being here. You're our first guest, and you mentioned how busy you are, like 16,000 times. So it does mean a lot.
I'm so sorry.
It does mean a lot that you made time to be here
Thank you.
today.
This was
And
a lot of fun, to be honest.
2 things before we leave. First one, any advice that you'd give to someone that's just starting out, be it in the restaurant business or in general, that's just starting out?
Do your research, get a mentor, make friends in the industry.
Okay. Do your research, get a mentors, and make friends in the industry.
Exactly.
So fresh breath is very important. That's
Absolutely.
great. Now, on to the final segment, right? I'm sure a lot throughout your journey, there's going to be a lot of people that helped you, that stood by you, that supported you. And I'm sure you want to thank them. I hope you want to thank them, all right?
I hope so too.
So we're calling this best regards, all right? Think of this as an email that you are sending to, or CC, whoever you want to thank, and tell us what your email is going to read, your appreciation email.
Oh my God. Okay. Dear Dad, CC, Mom, my brothers, Maggie, Tara, May, Tariq. Okay, you guys were really nice to me this past 3 years while I was actually the worst version of myself. Thank you for standing by me. Thank you for standing by me while I build this business. Here's your share of it. Love. Salam.
Oh, that's very. Are you getting emotional right now?
I hope I get them their share of it. That's the whole point of this, is that they get their share of it.
We're sure you will, and I'm sure everyone's gonna.
Inshallah.
Good luck for the new branch as well.
Well, I can't wait to see you guys there. Get your mics and everything.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you without your mic now.
Thanks again. Thank you for coming.
No, thank you.